How y'all doing? So, thank y'all so much for clicking on today's video. Today's video, we are going to be jumping in to this kind of documentary style video that this awesome young man made about the sheriff and the border down at Texas. And as y'all know, since the Texas boys, we live in Northeast Texas, and we have been down to South Texas several times, and we've seen the Rio Grande, and
seen the border.
We've seen the border, and at least where we were, it wasn't too bad, but there are worse spots, of course, throughout the whole entire thing. And in this video that we're going to be getting into, it's going to be kind of showing all the inside knowledge and all of the how kind of complex the whole entire thing is. It's not as easy, just build a wall and wall us in.
Yeah, this documentary is very nonpartisan.
Yeah,
it's just
exactly.
Presenting the facts, presenting the current scenario, and talking to this really awesome sheriff.
Amazing.
That's
sheriff.
Like my kind of peoples and my kind of sheriff.
Pretty cool guy.
And so but it's really nice. It's not like slanted and have all this political overtones and undertones and everything.
So, all right, let's go ahead and get on into it, y'all.
Brewster County. Guys, this is going to be exciting. All right. You know, it's very hard these days to get any law enforcement on camera.
Well, and you can imagine
most
why.
Most of the country.
Well, you can see why, though.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's after them. As sheriff, I believe I'm the people's cop. So my job is for the people. I don't answer to anybody but the people. If I'm not doing my job, the people get rid of me. So sometimes my job requires, causes me to, to step in where I see maybe something's not right in law enforcement, because that's what our job is versus other people who answer to city councils and answer to, boards or answer to, an elected sheriff in Texas answers to no one but the people. That's it. We don't have a boss. If they don't like you, they get rid of you in 4 years.
Now that is absolute truth, and our local sheriffs and that election process is very important to the preservation of what is left to most of our freedoms, and it's very important for you to know your sheriff, interview your sheriff, and understand his take on things, because he's going to be the one representing you and enforcing or not enforcing different federal regulations and mandates and different things, and even these technocratic, geopolitical, global type these technocratical mandates from these global geopolitical boards like the World Health Organization. So this is the type of sheriff you're looking for, and he has the proper philosophy of doing his job and representing his constituency.
This is a checkpoint, yeah?
Yeah, this is the 118 checkpoint.
You said it's closed?
Yeah, it's closed.
Why?
Not enough men to man it today. So they'll close it. See those cones that you can tell when it's closed, because you don't usually avert you into the checkpoint to do your stuff. But
so don't the traffickers know when it's open and closed?
They do know. Well, that's because they have scouts, and that's usually these traffickers have two vehicles: a scout vehicle and what their load vehicles are.
Can we cross?
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, they'll come through when the Border Patrol can't. They know they're watching it right now. This is where we need. Manpower is at our checkpoints.
Okay.
And our checkpoints can't man it. We don't have it, and nobody's applying, or if they're applying, they're not getting men here fast enough to do it.
Okay. So Mexico's how far from here?
Oh, we still got about 74 miles.
Are we gonna go close?
Oh yeah, we're going there.
Oh, we're going.
Yeah.
Okay. We're on adventure.
We're on adventure. You want to go to see the river, but yeah, this is where they'll drop them. They'll drop them further back around Elephant Mountain.
They'll drop them. You mean like they'll be coming in a car?
Yeah, and they'll unload them way back there at Elephant Mountain, and then they'll make their way either around this checkpoint to Alpine or on to Marathon.
So let me get this straight. Elephant Mountain's in the U.S.
Yes.
So what do you mean they drop them there?
They'll pick them up at the border.
Okay, on the U.S. side.
On the U.S. side, and drop them and then the car will come through the checkpoint. Checkpoint clears them as U.S. citizens or whatever. They go on, and they know they got pickup places for them.
Okay, so this is a heavy traffic area on foot out in this desert.
Yes, on both sides, really.
Okay.
But what happens though, sometimes the coyote brings them, he abandons them, and they get lost and migrate into some of these ranches and stuff like that. But the ones that get led, they know exactly where to go. They know where to get water. They know where houses are open to get food in. So they're not. It's pretty organized. This country right now has a thirst for cheap labor and also for the narcotics that come across this border. If we didn't have it, if we didn't have jobs for them, if we didn't have the people wanting to buy the drugs, you know, maybe we wouldn't have about a problem. You can take this all the way back to Prohibition when they were smuggling whiskey across this border, cigarettes.
Right.
You know, they were doing that in the 30s, 20s, and 30s for the same reason. It's because we wanted them. I can tell you, a lot of the marijuana that we get that is sent back through the mail, that our post offices catch, that we catch in the post office, we catch, or we know is coming back, comes from up north, where they're making a more quality, you know, marijuana or whatever they're making. Because a lot of this weed coming up is just trash weed. You know, it's cheap and
break weed.
Yeah, and then I think a lot of what happens with this weed, it's a decoy to keep us busy while more dangerous drugs are coming through.
Okay.
Their intel is as good as the best army or border patrol intel there is.
The cartels.
Yes. You got to remember, across our border here, there are villages and stuff, and the cartel has so much money. They help these people.
Yep.
They help the village people. You know,
Sure.
they give them. They take their kids to the dentist. They take their kids to the doctor. They build loyalty with their service. You know, they're a criminal organization, but they're building loyalty, and all they ask is, hey, when you see something, let us know. When you hear something, let us know. You know,
Right.
and it's all information. I found a guy in this brush line right here. He was in there hidden, and I didn't see him. And on the way back, there was two ladies, and they'd stopped. He'd raised his hand, and they were driving slow enough that they actually saw him. And I got out, and because I thought they were trying to climb this fence, it's private property. And it turns out they had a man there, and they'd given him a couple of bottles of water, and his leg was shattered. It was pretty cold, and he was dirty. And I drug him under the fence, got him on the side, called an ambulance, and the ladies left. Me and him had a great conversation. I asked him how many people were with him. He said there were 12 or 13, but he fell off a bluff over here on the side and broke his leg. And his friend said, we'll help you out. We'll carry your backpack for you and your stuff. And they took off and left him. Took his water and his food. They left him to die.
Wow.
So he ended up, we got him here, and anyway, we ended up getting him to the hospital. And when we talked to him about, I'd say, your amigos, and he finally told me, spoke enough English. He'd been in the country here before. He said, don't you say that, they're not my amigos anymore. He used some bad words, by the way, when he told him, but he was pretty upset.
So you've saved some of these guys, other than that one?
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Over the years?
Yeah, bunches of them. And to be honest with you, a lot of the people we catch are what we call give-ups. We're driving along the road, and they've got their arms waving us down. It's not like we're some kind of superheroes chasing them. They're looking for help. These poor people don't fear us at all. They're all real happy you saved their life until you drive into the border patrol station. And they say, immigration? Yeah. He said, no, take me home. I can't take you home. You know, they got to go there.
It's not like the cartels care about how
They don't
the
care.
end of their journey works.
They have no heart for any of these people. And they just take their money, and some of them still over on the other side of the county still have to deal with Zetas. And the Zetas have checkpoints, and some of them get their whatever money they got left, or any possession they got left, the Zetas steal it from them and beat them up and steal it from them. And God forbid that some of these long journeys that you're a single or you're one female with 11 or 12 guys in a group, you know. It's not.
The Zetas control this territory in the
They're
frontier?
on the other side of the county here. We hear less and less about them. They're still the muscle for the cartel. They're just put in that category of the cartel, but they still exist. That's what I tell them, 15 minutes. Homeland Security apparently has made a stop, and I have deputies that are sitting on another car coming with more bodies than what they've got. They've only got a couple of bodies. There could be a possibility that the group that's caught right now was just the decoy. They know that the deputies are going to come, have to take it, work it, and then the big load comes on through. And like I say, that checkpoint's closed.
What an interesting part of the country.
It's all got together here and they crossed back and forth and ate each other's barbecue and stuff like that.
There used to be a festival here.
It was, they may have it again this year, but COVID's messed it up, you know, so.
So everyone just hangs out together.
Yeah, and they get in the water, and water's here, and they all play and splash. The people from that side and this side all meet here.
Oh, that's cool.
So
what's the law?
And there's family. So there's family
Okay.
that live here that have family that live there. I mean, they can't help it. They're just right there. So
do you think any of them, like at night, cross over to see their family and cross back?
there are people that do, but nobody really cares because they come, they go, they come.
Okay.
They're not coming and staying.
Gotcha.
I actually believe there are people that still work on this side that cross back over. There's another crossing way down there. We can go to this crossing, all walk here.
Oh, we can walk the crossing?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, but you can't walk into Mexico. You can walk in, you just can't come back.
Can't come back. So, Sheriff, if I went across the other side, you wouldn't let me back?
Should not stay there.
That's some tough love. Okay.
I would take a picture of you in Mexico and say you better get.
You ready for this?
Go ahead, whichever the ants.
All right. Ants in my pants. Ants. Okay, this is the border. That's it. So there we go, Mexico, United States. If I walk to this little plant here, legally, I'm not allowed back into the United States. I gotta go through Mexico.
Right. Through a port of entry.
But if we just tow it up to here, I'm still legal.
Still legal.
All right.
As long as you're in the center of the river.
Center of the river. Your coworkers at the market were saying in this county, there's only 3 of you patrolling this border?
Today there is, because I'm down here with you, but
Yeah.
for the most part, there's only one at a time.
For how many miles?
Well, there's 193 miles of border. These guys cover a certain section, and the other section's not covered. We've got some cameras, and we got some day guys going down there, and some that set off, they respond,
Yep.
but there's nobody there.
How do you feel about that as a sheriff?
God, man, I wished we had. That's their job. It's the government's job to secure this border. And they don't have the men to do it. They pay them good. The job, I guess, just isn't that glamorous. I don't
So
know what
people
it is.
don't want to sign up for the job?
They're not signing up for it. You know, in this area, it's changing, a little bit changing. But the thing that's changing is our people aren't switching to become Republicans. They're still Democrats. They're just very conservative.
Okay. Yeah.
You know,
And how do they feel about border policy? Most people living around here.
not down here so much, but like in Alpine, they don't want the illegal immigration. I'm talking even our Hispanics. They're saying we don't want illegal immigration. I think they would be just like anybody if you had like we talked about, a port of entry where we could hire people,
Yeah.
come and put people to work legitimately,
Yeah.
pay them a real wage. Don't do them like the old days where they brought them in and paid them $1 a day.
Right.
Pay them a real wage. If we had some help, some people move in. I mean, we need help.
Yeah.
We need help. And if you go to Lubbock or Amarillo, Odessa, Midland, Dallas, if you go into their restaurants and stuff and you go in the back kitchens, that's what's there.
Illegal migrants.
Illegal migrants.
Okay.
You know? But there's no border patrolman there.
Yep.
There's no border patrol and no ICE, no customs there working those restaurants. Down here, we call ourselves the occupied territory.
Coming from the Northeast and being involved in construction, small residential construction as well as large commercial construction, that is very largely the case as far as northeast as the tri-state, New York, Philadelphia, and even down to the shore and all along the coast there. The predominance of labor is illegal immigrants. And so it's very much the whole workforce, illegal immigration is by design and facilitated.
I own a little ranch on the other side of the park here, and I need fence build and stuff. And if I hired somebody, and if they were illegal, man, my butt would be in jail. But you can go to Odessa, you can go to Houston, and go to Home Depot, and hire any bunch of illegals you want to come dig.
Why can they do it?
Because there's nobody enforcing it. State peace officers have no authority over.
Okay, what about ICE?
Well, is there enough of them?
Okay.
You know, and they have things called job site work enforcement. They have some rules, and they're very constrictive to ICE, and you need to ask them about it. But I understand that I've seen them come in, asking employers, say, hey, do you have all your I-99s for all your employees? And they go, yeah, we got them. Well, tomorrow we'll be back.
Okay.
To look at them. Well, tomorrow you come back, there's only 3 guys working there. You know?
Right.
So they basically, it's not the ICE guy's fault. It's the way the government's told them.
It's just like if you are fishing in Texas, you need to have your fishing license, you know, because you need to have the, it needs to be granted to you by the state, you know, the right to actually like catch fish and feed yourself and feed your family.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't have that fishing license on you at all times while you're fishing, you're going to be fined. But if, you know, you are an illegal immigrant that's an employee, you don't have to have your documentation on you.
No.
So that way you get 24 hours to disappear. So, but it's all, you know, it's all by design. They put all these loopholes in here to create, they're creating a scenario that's impossible to police and enforce by design, that it's one gigantic loophole.
They got to do it.
From what I understand, it doesn't really benefit anyone because look, I hold nothing against migrants that come here for a better life. I would do the same thing, right? Like I'd want to make more money and provide more for my family. But they come in, they're illegal, they get pulled over in 3 years, they could be deported, right?
Exactly.
So they built a family a little bit up here, a life, and then they don't have the stability in this country. We don't in this country have the stability of knowing that people are legal or illegal. It benefits nobody.
I've seen guys here 20 years and get pulled over one night for a tail light, you know, up north in Chicago and stuff, and they deport them back here. Well, they don't even have a life here anymore.
Right, that's
you know?
brutal.
And then they're stuck.
Yeah.
And then if they come back, they're aliens, criminal aliens entering the country, you know, re-entries. And they get, I'm telling you, we've more than one time in the last month, we've caught people that that's happened to them, and they speak as good English as you do. You know, they're just stuck. So.
Wow. The simple solution is make an easier legal pathway, but enforce it instead of have this open borders sort of quasi cat and mouse game. And
I wouldn't even start to say, you know, I mean, that's just one of the.
Okay.
I think that's one of the ways to do it. You still got to make sure you don't want to let murders and rapists and drug dealers in the country.
Yeah.
And you got to remember, you're mixing a culture that's way different than your culture.
Yep.
It's not about race. It's all about culture. Their culture, for example, marrying girls is a lot younger than your culture of marrying girls here.
How young does it go?
Some of them are, you know, 15 years old.
Right.
And if you come over here, and if you're a 35-year-old man with a 15-year-old girl, you're going to jail.
Right, so different values.
There is, and it's
systems,
a whole different culture. Even amongst our Hispanics in the United States versus the Hispanics in Mexico. Yes, they have heritage, but the culture is so much different.
Right.
And once we learn how to get those cultures together, we'll be all right. We'll get better, but that's where it is.
Yeah, serious ants, huh?
There
we go. So you were saying you're a big TikToker?
Well, yeah, so I don't have a Facebook or anything. I got a little Instagram thing. I can share pictures of my grandson with people and fishing trips. But I believe Facebook probably and social media's done a huge damage to our country.
Yeah.
Because you can get on there and be Facebook tough, talk bad about people, make up lies.
Facebook tough.
Facebook tough.
I like that.
Like to be.
Right, so tough until you have to actually deal with the problem.
Yeah.
So a scout car is what exactly?
Like, it'll come down and see where the cops are, what the situation is. They report back. They've got a little cell phone service here. Like I told you, they got a network.
So your partner down here thinks he found a scout?
Yeah, well, we saw it go by, and I thought, but he ran the tag, and it comes back to a town that's fairly close. You got to remember, rooms here are $350, $400 a night.
Mm-hmm.
So the vehicle that pulls in here doesn't match something that would come this way.
Okay.
See it over there? So,
What, where the lady just came out?
yeah. She sure is interested in what I'm doing. Hey, did you run this tag?
Jennifer, I ran that Camaro from Odysee.
Okay, 10-4. One went inside. She was pretty interested in what I was doing. The other one was sitting in the car.
Yeah, I'm sure you're gonna pretend that they're getting a reservation, but I doubt it.
You want me to go check if she's doing it?
The desk will tell us.
Oh.
We not only employ us, but we've got the help of some of the community that help us a lot. Get in the chase within the next 15 minutes so I can come back.
I'll do that, don't worry, I'll do that.
Height 507 and weight 180 for a fail to appear on.
No, there's no jobs here. When people talk to me about what's the illegal immigrant problem in my communities, and there's none. We don't have it. They move on. They move on to the towns that have the jobs, the bigger cities.
What's going on here?
So this is a marker. They've marked this trail. It means something to somebody. You know, the way they've stacked the rocks, it means something. And so they know this is the path. They're on the right track where they're supposed to be going.
In a car or by foot here?
In a car. That's why it's so big. A lot of the foot ones will be smaller, and they'll be closer to the trails and stuff.
Okay, so what do you do with these? You just...
I just leave them. Most of the smugglers have quit using them. They know, the coyotes know their path real well already.
Right.
So,
Beautiful country out here. Really gets nice on this road. Do you ever just stay like out here waiting, or it's just too infrequent? You're gonna get a car whenever.
You could sit out here a week, month, and nothing happened. The day you leave, they'll all come. It's you can't predict it. That's why we use the camera system we got now, because it's a whole lot easier.
Okay, yeah.
You know, I don't have to get out of bed for an hour. If I have a camera here and it goes off, picks me a car up, I can get down, catch him up on the highway. There's no sense. Yeah, we're working this thing a whole lot better than we used to. Okay. Instead of chasing, we're catching.
So the road goes right into the park.
Yeah, it drives right across the top of the park.
What are we doing back here?
I think I just seen what the buzzers were.
Oh, like something might be dead? Are those turkey vultures? What are those?
They may get on one snake, all of them looking to fight for food, but I don't see no. So there's blood here. That's probably what they've got, something, either a lion or something killed something, drug it up there, and them buzzards are eating it up in that brush.
A lion?
The mountain lions.
Oh, gotcha.
Because there's blood in there, but there's no bones. But you can see a drag. See where it drug it? See
Yeah.
that drag?
Oh, yeah. What's up here, Sheriff?
There used to be a camera there. Looks like somebody stole it.
Whose camera?
Probably a Border Patrol camera.
But a private residence back there, huh?
There's a road that goes back there to a private residence. So.
On a national park?
No, it's not on national park. You just have to go
Okay.
through the park to get to it.
Gotcha.
There's actually a ranch in the middle of this park over here, the Rosias Ranch. That's the Rosias Mountains, and that ranch is in the middle of the park. There's another couple of places in the park that are like 640 acre spots that actually just belong to private people.
Cameras?
Yep, that one's mine.
When's yours?
Yeah, that's the one I monitor.
You're sitting back in Alpine, which is like an hour away, looking at those cameras.
2 hours away.
2 hours away?
Yeah, there's people back there. The jail's watching it right now. All the cameras, the 100 or so cameras we got out there watching them.
And this, we're coming up on Mexico again, yeah? So there used to be a crossing here.
They used to mine fluorspar across the river there, and all those houses and stuff, you can see where they break all the tin off of them. That's all on the Mexican side. They scavenged it, and they took it and used it for at other places and stuff like that. They shut this down and closed it down. A couple of years ago, we had 2 drunks come full speed and hit this, and they ended up, they knocked that down out here on the banks.
Are there many cameras down here?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe, okay. Okay.
Now on this crossing here,
we
ended up, a lot of times when the Mexican army shows up, it's not many days after that we used to get drug crossings. It was almost like the Mexican army fronted the drugs to come here, you know, and we'd encounter them a lot of times sitting over here. And then 2 or 3 days later after they left, and we'd either catch a big marijuana load or something like that up the road there. So, a tad bit of corruption.
So this is one of the popular places, or not so much these days?
Yes, this is very popular.
Say I'm Nicaraguan, Guatemalan, Honduran, whatever. I come up, I make it over, I get caught.
Right.
What happens?
Well, you're going to be processed if you're caught, processed, and then they'll probably give you we'll call it a citation to appear before an administrative judge, and it could be anywhere. Your tickets should say Dallas, Chicago, someplace where they have an opening on a certain date. You may make the date, you may never make the date, but they give you that and then trust you that you're going to show up for that court date.
What percentage of people, of migrants show up, or it's unknown?
It's really unknown.
Okay.
Because sometimes the date could be 18 months. You know?
Okay, so say I'm basically caught, I'm let go, I have a court hearing in 18 months maybe, then what? Like what?
Well, the best thing, what they usually will do is, like if we catch someone, we turn over Border Patrol processes them. They then in turn take them to a bigger processing place in El Paso. And at that point in time, a lot of these Catholic relief organizations will come, pick them up, and then further them into the United States to where possibly they have family already and aunts and uncles, and try to move into those areas where these people have somebody that they can live with.
What if they don't have aunts and uncles or family?
I guess they help them establish some kind of place to stay.
So the federal government gives Catholic charities money to deal with that work?
I'd have to say they do something like that, because I don't know unless the Catholics are spending their own money to do it.
Okay, got you. So how is traffic right now? Is it the worst ever?
This is the worst we've ever seen it. I guess people have argued, well, it's because you got more people out there and you're catching them. I don't think so. We've just never seen it, this many people coming.
Yeah.
And next week, when the Title 42, we understand that in certain places on the river, there's over 100,000. And then further west of us, there's probably 60 to 80,000 that are going to cross. Let's hope they don't cross all at one time, because I don't know how we.
That's next week?
Yeah. Title 42 disappears.
And Title 42 is basically some COVID.
Well, it's
provision.
basically from the health and safety, and it's, for COVID related. So they wouldn't let them. They have to remain in Mexico type deal. So.
But so many have gotten over it, even despite 42.
Oh yeah, there are lots gotten over 42, and you got to understand when you look at our Facebook page, you look at Border Patrols, and you say, God, look at all the people they caught. Man, that is a small percentage. That's a small. There's a lot that we don't catch.
Thank you, Sheriff, for bringing us in, because it's very hard to get access these days.
Well, the people just need to know. I mean, and if you're the guy getting the word out, that's what we need. I mean, it's not all about flying helicopters and getting great stories. It's about what's really happening on the ground.
All right, so there you got some first-person perspective right from the horse's mouth.
Yeah.
You got some non-biased, non-partisan perspectives.
Non-politician.
Yeah, non-politically,
Yeah.
and just stating the facts of what's happening, what's going on. And it's a very, very complex issue. We'll link the entire video.
Yeah, we skipped through the video, so y'all didn't just watch the whole entire video. There's actually more to that video, so I would highly recommend y'all go click on the link down below and watch the rest of the video.
Yeah, let them know the Texas Boys
Yeah,
sent
exactly.
you. I appreciate the work, the way he did it, the way he presented it. There's some more information in there about the wall and the complexities of the wall on the river and how it really makes a wall impossible. And plus, a wall would destroy the scenery. It would destroy the property value. It would it's a very, very complex issue. And really the real issue is our governments, state, local and federal, just have to be honest with the issue and address the issue directly without all this loopholes and all this shenanigans. And it's largely in part because the federal government is one of the largest drug dealers. The U.S. government is the largest drug dealer in the United States of America.
Yeah.
CIA, FBI, Iran-Contra, et al., Barry Seals, and Mena, Arkansas, and all that stuff, all the drug running. So that is largely in part to all of the loopholes and all of the fake facadeness of a lot of this stuff. It helps facilitate the drug running and the coalition between the feds and the Mexican drug cartels and all that stuff, and all the manipulation, control, and payola and all that stuff. So, but yeah, I hope this sheds some light on this complex topic, especially for fellow Texans, but also for everyone else in the country that continues to hear these different political chips and pawns and talks of all this stuff but don't really get to see or understand or know the minutia of it. A very, very complex thing. And that's not even addressing the other challenges with the wall and the border as it reflects on us as citizens and our ability to freely move about. So that's another major issue. But hope you all enjoyed this. Like, share, subscribe.
Yes.
Go check out the linked video below in its entirety. Let them know the Texas Boys sent you.
If you want to support what we are doing here on YouTube and on Rumble and on Odysee, go check out TheTexasBoys.com and go pick you up some of our amazing products that we sell. And that's ranging from honey to our own coffee brand to teas and candles.
And political t-shirts. And, this is a value for value proposition. If you do like and appreciate what we're doing, we can't do it for free. And
sadly,
rather than
love to,
just request donations, which a lot of people do that, and from a value to value standpoint, I see credibility and value in that. But what we've decided to do is to manufacture and make our own home-based products so that we can offer you something that you need and use on a daily basis that is very high quality, that's reasonably priced, and you can consume that highly consumable product, and in turn you're helping us out, and we greatly appreciate it. We couldn't do it without you. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all, and we will see y'all on the next video.